back, family. We're doing this in a little bit different format and relaunching this whole thing. And I thought it was only right that we do this with two of the probably the newest family members, the ones that mean probably more than a lot. And we introduced them a little bit last summer, and I don't think we did a proper introduction. So I want to make sure that we do this right this time. So let's start it off like this. Tell everybody who you are, how you got to where you are, and what you're doing.
Ladies first. Queen Latifah and Moni Love. Ladies first. All right. Franchise Jay you know, what DJ, personality, entrepreneur, you know, definitely a advocate of you know, healthy thinking and making sure, just giving reinforcement, giving, you know, positive vibes and, you know, talking to people and trying to press that issue and, you know, have them, you know, learn from the mistakes, be real transparent, and have them learn from the mistakes that I made. So I guess you can call me, what should I call that?
Motivational,
inspirational speaker, and just the significant other of this young.
I had that in. So, Casay Vaughn, media consultant, business person, his best half. I tell
I'm not getting in between.
When people ask us what do we do, I let him tell them what he does, and I say I just hang around with him all day.
All right, let me start here. Jay, you said something probably last April, like right when the pandemic was started, and it stuck with me this whole time. Like I started applying it to my life. You said if you come out the other side of the pandemic the same way that you went into it, you failed. Yes. And like life happened, all that happened, but I always held on to that. Like, yo, he was 100% right. So first off, let me say that was the best advice I've ever heard anybody say in the last year. Oh, so good look for that. And to that point, y'all did not come out the same place y'all started. No, y'all have so much going on, and I don't even know where to start.
I don't actually know where to start, if you want to be honest. And I was sitting here listening to your intro and thinking, but I don't know if you realize it, but it wasn't a year ago that we first came across each other. We came across each other in 2019 when we were doing DJ Votes. That's when we initially came across each other. And then the friendship and relationship just blossomed because, as Jay said, we do a lot of business, but we prefer to build strong relationships with people that we do business with. So where do we begin? I have apps. Jay.
You know, I can't. You know, I know she's gonna reel me in, but I am a firm believer. Apply this to my life, or if there is no value in the relationship, we don't need to have that relationship. And I'm not, you know, not that we need, you know, like financial to show value or somebody to do something for us to show value, but it has to be, we have to sharpen each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't be, I don't want to feel like I can't learn anything from you. It doesn't matter who's in front of who. Teach each other something. We got to be able to, you know, show each other something. And if somebody's making a mistake, you know, be able to tell, hey, Cass, I wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And not come from a a place of malice. It's really coming from a place of love and concern. Again, growing during the pandemic. And we learned that, we learned that during the pandemic, you know, not everybody goes along for the ride. We learned that from the pandemic. We learned, you know, there was some things missing. That's why we're doing franchise radio. So I'm just throwing that out there. You know, we learned that. And, you know,
she was already doing some light
crypto, but started learning, really got financially, a lot more financially savvy, you know. Yeah. But on how money works, how to make money work for us, you know what I'm saying? Like how to grow, how to grow it long term, you know, and how to share that with you, how to share that with my kid. And you know, these things I learned, or we learned during the pandemic. She learned stuff, I learned stuff, and then we had a conversation. Really, and I know I've been long-winded, but these conversations really, what I noticed is started attracting other conversations and like to us. You understand what I'm saying? Like we have attracted that to us. So as we've grown, we've attracted other things, and you know, just businesswomen, businessmen that follow these same, and may be in front of us, may be under us, but the thought process is that, you know what I mean? That's what it is, you know, because we can't get financial wealth or any of that stuff just, you know, working a regular night. We got to make our money work for us, you know what I mean? And that's what we need to be, you know, at really as Black people, and share that information.
So this was all of the stuff that we had going on. Like, and
well, you mentioned franchise radio. What can you tell me about that?
What I was gonna say.
Somebody needed that though. Somebody needed that food I gave.
You gotta let me finish.
Right.
I listened to you. You gotta let me finish. So what I was gonna say is the reason why I asked you to kind of introduce everything that we have is because sometimes I get so overwhelmed because it is so much. And I posted a picture today on IG. And the reason why I posted that particular picture is you know, and as I don't even know why I popped up, because this event happened in May. Copy. Goes up, and he told me, and I posted that picture because it meant so much, because this week we're about to embark on literally the last original goal that he had, and you know what I mean. And of course we have other goals, and over the years we've the original, the one that I believe to have been the hardest for me to accomplish is what we're about to accomplish now. Different businesses, because believe it or not, it's somewhere in the realm of 7 to 8 right now.
And we need some help. And we need some help. It's tough for two people to, you know, try to write.
You know, still push the narrative of me as a DJ, as a personality. You know, franchise radio. It's a big deal for us. It really is. It's a big deal for us. It's about ownership and, you know, really taking over what we've given away for a long time. We're starting to, you know, we've not starting, we have started a car business, you know, where the goal is, you know, several lots in several different markets, you know, of used, you know, slightly used cars. So we have that. We have, you know, still have the clothing company, which has really technically to everything. You know, it really has taken a backseat to everything. We still have the, you know, the philanthropist part of talking about, you know, being a motivational, you know, a motivational speaker and helping the youth and giving back and, you know, Love and Business Online platform, which it's funny because we don't necessarily realize how many people until it comes back later on. We just really trying to get food. But, you know, when you talk to somebody a month ago, a month later, and they like, you know, you've helped us maintain my relationship or maintain my marriage, or you have helped us realize some things that we didn't see before until we had heard you talk about it. You two talk about it on that platform. So sometimes we may look at the platform and be like, yo, nobody's watching right now. And then turn around, come back and look at the podcast, you know, a few weeks later, it's a bunch of views and it's touched. It's about passing the blessing forward. So anything that we got, we kind of just pass forward. And, you know, I think that's why, you know, God is blessing us. And no matter what, you know, how much the devil try to get in and to push forward to our goals.
Right, and we still have franchise travel that you didn't mention.
Right. We just mentioned.
We have franchise travel as well. I have begun again, even though I said I wasn't going to do some more publicist and marketing and branding work.
Hey, man.
So underneath franchise group, we've, you know, we have obtained some clients as well. Angry Jerk, well, that's one of our clients.
And I'm our assistant.
He really is. He really is. He really is.
I'm for real.
Like
really
when I say he's the MVP, he's the real MVP. Do you hear what I say? And so the Angry Jerk is one of our clients, Society in Silver Springs, and their sister. And now the Breakfast Club, which will open in the next 3 months, which is a breakfast spot, all owned by Jason Messergrit, former NBA. Call it Looks Like You and I, businessman doing the damn thing in Silver Spring. Sure that if you were in jail, you can get employed at his spot. So that's one of our major clients. Also have Kimmo Bentley, who is a celebrity esthetician, making sure that our skin is perfect and everybody else is as well. So under the franchise group we're doing, I have begun to do that. And then, of course, the main thing is DJing. So that really is what excites me, like
everything else. But what excites me is watching
him.
I appreciate that. I'm put on a show.
Y'all have started so much, and you have so many goals. How does that like come to be? How do you? First, I think it's the dynamic between the two of y'all. Y'all are willing to listen to each other. So without that, you probably can't move forward at all. But how do you come to one accord as to what direction to go to next?
Well, we had that wasn't just happened.
Right.
In the beginning, I listened because that was the reason why I needed her work. And then as things transitioned, now it's a little different. Now it's more. So now I'm not necessarily listening as much. And sometimes if you piss me, I ain't really listening to you in business, and piss me off in business, I'm not really listening to you personal. So that took time and growth and patience and having a hard conversation. So I do want to say that because, and even for you in any relationship, sometimes you got to have a hard conversation. And regardless, don't necessarily got to be in a significant other kind of deal. It can just be in business. It can be in family, whatever the case may be. We don't necessarily have what has what we put here. It just kind of like falls into place. Like even with her taking clients on, last week we were getting to, her client was ready to have the opening, and we needed to lock into that client. So listen, we can't lock into that client and worry about 9 different things that don't affect it this week or this day. The client is what this day is to focus on this day, and that's what we did. And then we got to take the other stuff and then kind of lock in. So really, the time really presses what's important at the time. You know what I mean? And that only happens because we know that we need a staff. You know what I mean? We know that we need a staff that will work and, not worry about necessarily Instagram. That's what happens. Let me work with Jay and Cass because they move and they're around people and, they know people. When they start working in a month in and they ain't met nobody yet, then they kind of fall off. You ain't did no work yet. You ain't really proved yourself. So to answer your question, the time kind of just dictates what we deal with, how we deal with the things we have going on.
And I don't think, just to be fair,
We did have we had to be able to learn how to hear each other and how to talk, but like that it is my belief that once we perfected that, and I tell people this a lot of times, we don't argue. Like, not really I'm pissing him off or he's upsetting me or anything of that nature, because we don't really argue. And the things that we do have conversations about that may be intense, it comes from a place of passion for both of us, And what I will say is, even in how we communicate with each other, I had to learn from me how we needed to communicate with each other. And I tell everybody that communication is key, because we are, our foundation is friendship. So we are friends. And so even where you would think that it would be Jay the one, no, it's me. I'm hot. I have a hot head. Jay is just like, oh, nothing bothers him. Like, I will go from 0 to 100. He will allow me to go from 0 to 100. And when I finish, he'll be like, we're talking. And this is how he talks to me. Now, anybody else who does that is probably going to set me up. But he knows how to be my peace. I know how to be his peace. He knows how to calm a situation down. He knows how he sees something going here. to make sure that I stay in a certain space. And he'll tell me, listen, I don't want to live there. That's not where we're going to live. We can't allow people to let us live certain and be.
That mentality is what we carry out throughout our relationship.
It's easy, you know. If I'm upset about something, we talk about it. And when I say upset, I can guarantee you that he'll probably tell you the same, that something, it's not something he did. It's something that someone else did, and I'm asking his opinion on it because I value his, respect his opinion, and I appreciate his opinion. What I know is he's not gonna, if I'm right, he's gonna tell me I'm right. If I'm wrong, he says, babe, I don't agree with that. You know, it's that family and that partnership that allows us to be able to handle so many things, because we do have a lot happening, you know, but someone has to be able to be the common spirit, to be the at different times. He made me that from me, but you just had.
It sounds accurate. That sounds accurate. We don't just want to live in no space, man. We don't want to live in no space and bring them emotions back up, man. A lot of times,
Just people, period, I feel like live in a space kind of complaining or BIT something or whatever the case may be. Don't stop. Let's move forward. Positive. Doing what we need to do. Let's not allow anybody to change the change the climate of our day. I that much that much power. So we even kind of briefly we don't want to live in that space.
I was getting
Right, I'm saying, I was gonna say, you know, we're not perfect by far,
you know, but
we try our best to be the best version of us that
we can't.
of me that I can for my kids. I try to be the best version of me that I can for my parents, and I try to be the best version of me and the best mate. That's my daily goal, to make sure that I represent him in a way that, you know, people won't be like, oh, look at that, you know, because I can't be that.
I haven't fought anybody in 2021.
So, have you reached a point in your business? A lot of people will say that you have to work to get your clients, and that at some point it kind of reverses and people start coming to you.
I did.
Okay.
I think I might have lost you. Hello, can you hear me?
So, it's talking, if you're talking about
on
Yeah, there you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear us?
Mm-hmm.
We can hear you. Oh, it went out. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
We kind of reached a long time ago, um, because we've both been in the industry for, double-digit years. So people come and ask, hey, can you help me? I mean, that's actually how we started, He's like, hey, can you help me? Now, I ain't helping nobody from Baltimore.
And it's a true story. It's a true story.
I ain't saying that.
I was like, can you say something? So we don't think that
No.
can you say something? You can keep this
I know y'all long enough now to know it. I just stay quiet through through this.
We don't banter today because I, full transparency, was not the person that he expects me to be over the weekend, and I may have acted out.
Not true. No, I mean, it's not true.
Why you keep moving it?
Because when I place it, it's good. Because
Yeah,
you need to get full and you don't be full.
But maybe I don't want to be, because I'm looking at you intensely.
At some point, I'm gonna get a film crew and just follow y'all around.
Let me tell you, I don't know.
No, I mean, she had to handle something and she had to get something off her chest. She wanted me to handle it. It just so happens she had the opportunity to handle it before I did, and she handled it. I wasn't upset about that at all. I think that she mistaken the choice that I made of not putting my foot down about something for me being upset with her. It had nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with me, because if I put my foot down, but if I'd have been like, no, we're not doing this, then we save some trips and some things don't happen if I would have done what because I really feel like I make logical decisions, you know what I'm saying? And I don't make decisions out of emotions. So
With that statement.
So let me actually speak to that, because I was just thinking right then that a lot of people will say, okay, you don't really respond immediately about me. Like some crazy will happen, like where, you would expect somebody to pop off and like attack. And I'm more of a, let me just watch them for a second and then I'll say what I got to say. Because if I move from emotion, I can't get that back. So let me verify the level of ignorance I've just seen, and then move from that point on. And I'm assuming that's how you move too.
So to answer that, that is how Jay moves. That is not how Cassandra April Vaughn moves. Okay. I am, if you show me who you are, I'm gonna give you that fire to go with it. Jay is more so, see it, let me watch it. I don't even really care that you act that way. I just want to see it consistent like that. I don't give you an opportunity to be consistent, because once you show that you have any kind of BA behavior inside of you, then I'm going to nip and tuck it right then and there, so I don't have to go back and with it. And honestly, for me, it works because I feel like he is pointing his finger in my shoulder. I think I did something. For me, it works that way because this is something that I deal with as a female in the industry. And Jay didn't really understand it until he's now seen it firsthand, is that it's a lot of disrespect, and it's a lot of disrespect when him. What I mean by that is that men, more so men than women, honestly, will, I'm just gonna talk to him And he tells everybody, okay, you got to talk. Sometimes he'll say you have to talk to my people. Sometimes he'll say you have to talk to the person that handles the schedule. But he rarely says, he rarely puts the personal out there. So then that's what happens. The person will call me, well, Jay told me this. Jay didn't tell you that. That's not what he told you. Okay. Next. Well, why do I have to do this? I've known Jay since 1900 and X, Y, and Z. Okay. But this is our processes and this is how we have to go. So if they get upset because we do business way, if they get upset, then they'll tend to, okay, end the call and then start hitting him. And he's going to send you right back to me. And so then it'll come out, oh, yeah, because Jay wanted me to do X, Y, and Z. He did. And then depending on how this conversation gets, I'll slip in, well, we're together, right? And then it's, oh, that's who you are, So I deal with a lot of disrespect because I'm a female, and they don't necessarily want to go through me. They want to go directly through him. And they don't understand that he runs his friends as friendships, his business. He really does run as a business.
I would just say it like this. Having moved around people who I don't know or don't trust, I'm a person who peeps a pattern. Like, I could deal with anything as long as I know how you're going to move. Like, if you're going to be an a-hole, cool. I knew you was going to be an a-hole. So I'm not surprised by you being an a-hole.
That's how he thinks.
That you got a line, though. Like, you crossed the line too many times. I don't care what your pattern is. I don't care if I've seen it before. We done. And some people just don't like to deal with people like that. But I prefer someone who is more like straight up and down logical with it. So I can understand. I've been told it's frustrating to be around me sometimes because I don't get mad when you get mad. I'm going to get mad when I get mad. What makes you mad, I knew was coming. And I think sometimes it's just, I have to step outside myself and say, all right, how am I going to view, how other people view it? How other people going to respond to that situation? Because I may not think it's offensive. I think it's crazy. That's different. But I don't get offended like you might do. So I think that's something that I always had to work at, and it's really cool to see someone else has that same mentality.
But for real, then they don't know how to deal. They don't know how to deal with you because the average person would have said something, got mad, off, did anything. You kind of just laying back and not saying nothing, right? You're not saying nothing because you already know how this person said. If you're gonna be an ass, be an ass. Consistently be an ass. You wanna be a liar. Just a lie. I know you're a liar, so it's cool. You lie, you lied. You know what I mean? And it's funny because we having this conversation. I'm gonna let Cass go, but it was funny before X died when he did Drink Champs. He was talking to Nori, and he said exactly what we said, just in a different way. He said, listen, a snake is going to be a snake. What is the snake going to do? Snake is going to bite. And you know this already. So you already know how to move with this snake because you know the snake is going to, you know that is his goal to bite your ass. So why would you think something else? Why would you trust him? He's a snake. Genius. Like, it just really is.
No, I agree. What I was going to say is it's admirable of you to be able to step outside of yourself and kind of look and see, well, why is this person so upset? Even because that's important, Jay does something similar, except for his wording is different. He'll say, could be 1,000%. You can be 1,000% right, but I didn't necessarily see it that way. which tells me, okay, I'm paying attention to what you see, but that was not my initial thought process, you know? And so that's all a part of communication and understanding. And I I know exactly. So I know you said that sometimes people say that it's frustrating because you don't respond. So I don't get frustrated with Jay when he doesn't respond because I know that even if he doesn't respond, once we have a conversation and I tell him my thoughts and he shares his, then we work from there. And that's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Let me hear your thought process and then listen to my thought process. Let's together and let's figure it out. And honestly, I'm gonna be clear. That is probably why we are so successful in working together and being in a relationship together, because we both respect. You know, you can like a person, you can to a person, you can trust a person, but if you don't respect a person, then you can't work with them. And he doesn't look at me like, oh, you know, she's just some cute. Let me keep her on my side. He's like, yo, listen, if y'all know the truth, I don't even really want to do all that business stuff. Let her handle the business and shake it. All I want to do. And I don't want to be Jay, and Jay doesn't want to be. So because of that, we're equally yoked. We're able to, you know, work. I don't want to be a DJ. I don't want to perform. I don't want to do any of that. But do I want to watch him DJ? Hell yeah. Do I want to watch him perform? Oh, I posted because of something that happened when we were in Vegas 2 weeks. Yo, I promise you that it is the DJ's significant other who is the one who is dancing first while the DJ is standing there like this. So, you know, that's how it works, because I know my role, he knows his role, not being sexist or anything like that, but I know my lane and he knows his. And at the end of the road, we get together and we do the things that we need to do.
So you would say the key to this whole thing and making it work is knowing who you are, knowing who your partner is, and listening to each other.
Yep.
And to even go higher with that, you know, transparency is so big, right?
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to say one other thing.
No, accountability.
That's what
so
I was
like a lot of times, she'll say, "I don't trust them." No, man, they good. All right, I don't trust them. Oh, they good. 3 months later, it come out that she was exactly right. It's funny because she don't want to gloat. Like, it's not like, ha, I told you. It's like, I didn't want to be right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be right. But what I do come back and say is, yo, you were right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you hit that right head. You were right. If you're wrong, I'll tell you as well. Yeah, you was a little off on that. Whatever. We just, you know, transparency and accountability would save so many things, relationships, friendships, family, you know, family being. A lot of times, nobody wants to be transparent. Nobody wants to be accountable. And it's so respected when you are. You know what I mean? Like, you could have really effed up. If you like, yo, you know what, man, I really did mess that up, Jay. Like, it just, I messed it up, bro. I apologize, man. How can we move on? That was my fault. That was my bad. Y'all can't even really be mad at you because things happen. Things happen. And if I don't feel like you was trying to do it on purpose, you being accountable, that we good. And that's, you know, let's move. can't really be mad when somebody is transparent in the county. You know what I mean? Because you gotta respect it. You know what I mean? You gotta expect it because most people aren't, unfortunately.
So it took me a while to get to that point in life where I was willing to accept my fault, you know, to realize, step up and say, no, that was me. But now I like to lead with it. Like I just say up front, yo, I screwed up. And I was telling the kid that worked for me recently, overslept by like 3 hours when I needed him to be somewhere at 8 a.m. He come at me at 10:30. You know this, that. All you had to do was just start with, yo, my bad. Because I already moved around that. But you giving me the circle, that pisses me off.
Like the song and dance. Give me the song and dance, yeah.
Just come, look, I messed up. When I was your age, I messed up. So I probably know how it feels to be in your spot. I got compassion for you, but now I'm losing it because you're giving me all this extra.
Right.
People just need to just understand. Sometimes lead with, yo, my bad. I shouldn't have done that. In your friendships, yo, son, I'm sorry. Most men I know, we good with the, yo, son, we don't need the I'm sorry because we already know that part. But I had to learn that when I'm in you know, with my lady or whoever, I need to explain myself more than, yo, we good. Hey, I'm sorry, I did this. I didn't know it was going to make you feel this way. Right. That was the part I never got to.
You know, the interesting part is, so I don't need all of the explanation. And Jay is an explainer. And sometimes I accuse him of being the vague one, right? But if I honestly think of some of my responses, I give a person as much as I want them to have. That's it. Jay is going to apologize. He's going to say, this is what happened. This is why. And that's just that. Me, I'm be like, look, my bad. I'm sorry. I Y, Z. And I'm not going any deeper to people on the outside. Now to him, of course, I'm going to go a little deeper and be like, man, this happened. But he's the explainer. I'm not.
I've always wondered if it's a personality flaw in me because I give you your apology and I give you your reason why it happened, but I ain't coming back to it again. Like, you got your sorry.
That's Jay.
Like, I'm not coming back a year later. Nah, I already told you what was good. I apologize for it. I was truly sorry then, but you bringing it up now you just try and bring up some old stuff.
Right, now you're pissing me off.
So, you know what? Let's talk about one thing that I admire about him, and I said this to him some time ago, is this. I can move forward once you apologize and you're accountable, right? And if I have a conversation again about whatever the situation is, it's not because I'm hurt or it's not because I'm upset. I'm using that situation so that you can relate to how something made me feel. You know what I mean? So once we've apologized, and Jay will say this, if it's something in between us and either one of us, you know, owes the other one an apology, we apologize and we'll move forward. Interesting enough, sometimes I'll apologize and he'll be like, that was yesterday, I'm passing. But still, I feel as though it is my place to apologize because I can't expect for him to constantly be accountable with stuff and tell me when something's wrong or tell me, you know, something that happened and then I can't do the same. That's unfair to him, you know. That's not what this is about. So I have to be able to look myself in the mirror and say, you know what, you need to apologize to him. Even if he's past it, you still have to apologize to him because that's the right thing to do. And I think sometimes females, and I am one, so I can say it. I think sometimes females, they always want to talk about what a person isn't doing or what the guy isn't doing or, oh, he didn't apologize or this, that, and the third. But he does. Do we recognize that? What happens when really you're getting support from your significant other and you just act like you're supposed to. No, I appreciate you. Thank you. Man, you held me down. I love you. Because we expect that same thing. So why isn't it reciprocated? So I try to make sure that in everything that I do, that I tell him, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. I appreciate you. A few days ago, and I don't even remember what it was. It probably wasn't a few days ago. I think it was when we came back from Vegas, maybe. And we were talking, and he said, listen, my bad, I didn't tell you that I saw it happen, but I'm proud of you. You know, I understand what happened, and I understand that you really, milestone, and that meant a lot to me. Even if it didn't moment, it still meant a lot because I felt like, okay, you recognize and you saw what I'm doing, and just like I know how that made me feel, I feel like I should make him feel the same way. And unfortunately, I think females don't do that. Or
That
if they
actually
do,
made
they
me
don't do
think
it
of
enough.
something. And it was something I was telling somebody recently. You got to be careful too about who you talk to about your relationship, like who you
Oh, we
talk
don't
to.
talk to anybody about our relationship. That's
Uh,
funny. We just had that conversation. Let me tell you something. You can tell me till you blue in the face about your relationship. But guess what? You ain't going to. What's going on with us?
See, I,
But
I
guess
I
what?
like
Ain't
that
nobody thinking about him.
because you leave a impression or a visual in somebody's head of your relationship that is probably 90% untrue because people vent before they tell you the good things about what they're going through.
Right.
So you out here saying, man, last night she ain't cooked no dinner for me and my laundry wasn't done. And he's thinking, man, she ain't good for nothing, but she done did the taxes and she done put the kids to bed and she done all these other things. And you mad about the 5 minutes that you didn't get dinner. And you left this impression of like this nobody out there when you got everything at home. And I feel like people do that way too often.
Yeah, so we have a rule with each other and just how we deal with people. You about our relationship. If you hear about our relationship, he's probably going to say that was off the wall, or I may face you to see that he's decided to give me a whole concert from Groove in the car and he's dancing, but you're not because so here's the thing: in a relationship, it's between two people, right? So who can fix the problem? One of the two people. It's not only me, you know. And maybe I don't know. Maybe we crazy. You think?
No, I
So?
mean, it just like
Maybe
you
we
said, it
crazy.
just and then it adds, gives somebody an opportunity to give their opinion about that as well. We talked about, I learned, and it took me a minute, and I know we've been talking a hole in your head, but it's about learning, man. Like I want to get better every day. I want to learn more every day, and I really try to put into play. Like I really, if I can't read, I'm gonna listen to some audio. Listen to positive audio, how my mindset should be, where I need to be financially, how I need to move, whatever the case may be, because I'm just trying to learn every day. Stocks, whatever, every day. And, one of the things I learned, I listened to somebody, all the sense in the world. He said, why am I giving my opinion? Nobody. And once I give my opinion, I'm upset because you ain't taking my advice or my opinion. And then you looking like, why are you telling me this? I didn't ask you this. So a lot of times you just be quiet. And then when somebody asks you, you can offer your opinion. But, that opens the door when you start bringing a bunch of people into your relationship. And it leads to them having an opinion. on you, the significant other, or both of y'all. I don't, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool.
If we can't figure it
Well,
out,
how so and
amongst-
so? We cool.
yeah.
I don't need to tell you, we good.
If we can't figure it out amongst ourselves, then
Then
we
it ain't
don't.
gonna be figured
Right,
out.
it ain't gonna be figured. You know,
It ain't gonna be figured
it
out.
ain't. You know, and honestly, that's it for us. We don't. And that, like I said, you can tell me about your relationship all day long, and guess what? You can tell me about it, but I'm not giving you my opinion on it because it's not my relationship. I'm going to listen. I'm going to
Hope for the best for you.
Yeah.
Pray for you.
I may say, let me ask Jay about it. I did that today. I was like, let me ask Jay about it. That's because, guess what? I'm not asking Jay about it. I don't even really care that much. But I needed something
That's
to
your
fill in.
escape. That's
Yeah,
your
I needed a
escape.
fill.
Right.
To let you
I know, dag.
let you escape out now.
Let me ask Jay about it.
So listen, what's next? What y'all got coming up?
Ooh.
Or you got to pull out the notebook and go down the list?
The conquering of,
Pinky, what's gonna happen tomorrow?
No.
What gonna do tomorrow, Pinky?
the conquering of, radio, and the conquering of the West Coast. And it's love. Like, I want to be there in love, but I need to. We
I
need
want
to
us
put
to- I
our
want-
stamp and footprint.
You to stop. And the reason why I want you to stop is because I don't want you to say it like that any longer, right? Because I said something to someone earlier today that this is our season to manifest what we want to do. No. So what's next? The radio station, Las Vegas, LA, Jay DJing in Vegas, Jay DJing in California. That's what's next. That's what's ongoing. That's what's happening. That's what's in the process. No, but you said
I took Conquer out because I wanted, because I don't, I respect every market and the people in those markets. So I had to take that word out.
But I guess I want us to say it as if it's already in existence.
And that's how I think. That's what I visualize it. I mean, daily, I visualize what we have coming up, and seeing as though, she has it, I have it, we have it. You know what I'm saying? I already visualize it. I can see, like, me performing it. And I just can see it. You know what I mean? You got to visualize it.
So you said something at the beginning of the interview, and so I'm thinking that we are towards the end. So because I think we're towards the end, I just want to say something real brief as I can possibly be about this. You said that one of the things that stuck with you was that Jay said if you don't become better after the pandemic, then there's something wrong with you. Actually, that was the second interview that we did with you, actually, and that was right before we moved down to Atlanta. We were on our way. And actually, it was days before. I remember him saying that because you guys had a basketball conversation afterwards. So I remember it. And I know my memory is a lot better than his. But one thing that I have to say about the pandemic is that for Jay and Cassandra, or Jay and Cass, it taught us a lot of each other. And I learned a lot from Jay. And the things that I learned from Jay made me a better person, and it has made me a stronger person. So for me, the pandemic was not a bad thing. It was a blessing. It allowed us to look down and fulfill everything that we said we wanted to do. It allowed us to start the journey on his will and not our will. It allowed us to focus more on us. And I really, I would say that my whole attitude and thought process on certain have changed because I've grown. happen. Your partner is supposed to be your growth pad, and you're supposed to be able to lean on your partner to them, and they're supposed to be able to grow from you. And one thing about this pandemic, or coming out of the pandemic, as I guess they say we are now, is that I've learned how to respond to things. I've learned how to handle things. I've learned how to control my stress levels. I've learned that as independent as I want to be, I do have to lean on him more, you know? And I've learned that there are some things that I just need to proactively do to make sure that he's good so that he doesn't have to work.
On that note,
Leave me alone.
look, hey man, I really appreciate y'all. I love seeing y'all out here doing it. I may not always hit the like button, but understand I've always got love for y'all. And if y'all ever need anything, you let me know. Y'all are family for real. I'm glad we got a chance to do this. This is the relaunch of View from the Stoop, so I had to have y'all first. And I hope for this ain't the last time we do this. I'm gonna go check out Angry Jerk at some point here. They're right around the corner.
Listen, so they officially open on Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday, I'm sorry, so I shouldn't be doing this, or should I? So I don't care. They're my client. Monday through Thursday, a.m. to 11 p.m. Thursday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3. Listen, get them jerk wings. I'm trying to tell you.
If you in the Silver Spring area, matter of fact, if you in the DMV, you can get over there at some point. It ain't but half an hour from wherever you at.
Wherever you are.
Right.
And the food is worth it.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Back.
Thank you so much.
No problems. I'll see y'all again.
All right.